Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world, this is the world away. We now got part 60 of Hachette Partworks Build the Terminator. You know, when I first picked this up and I saw how many things we've got, and I'll show you what we've got. Look, we've got that's pretty much it there. That's all we've got in the delivery here. I thought there's not going to be much to do, but then looking at all the stages in this magazine, oh my god, there's tons. We're actually going to start connecting all the muscles up. So as you can see, we've got another tendon here. We've got a little bit of gluing to do, so we're going to need our super glue today. But once we've got this section together, pretty much exactly like we did last time, the only difference is we are going to be putting a hexagonal nut in the end of this tendon here, and then we're going to be fitting this to the main Terminator who's lying in state there, or Termy, but then we're going to be putting these pistons in, and we're actually going to connect them up to what it looks like the knee joint, is it, I guess. So we've got some articulation going on there. It's going to look really good. The other section that we've got here isn't used in this issue. This was from one of our previous issues, so we're going to keep that to one side for now. But wow, there looks to be a lot to do in this. But in the next issue, we're going to be starting to assemble the right knee joint, which is going to be more extension, obviously, to that leg. So it looks like we're going to be building the whole right leg first, I reckon. And then do we jump up to the arm or do we go down to the left leg? Who knows? But this is going to be a fun one, isn't it? So without further ado, let's get cracking. So just like last time, we've got the right leg joint here. And we've got the three recesses here, which are going to mirror the little ratchet, I suppose. I keep calling these things ratchets here, with the three lugs on here. Now this is just going to go into here just like that. But we are going to need to glue that into place. So I'm going to get some glue into these lugs now. Once again, I just used the tray here that actually comes with the this part of the Terminator. My pin vise has actually got a drill bit in at the moment, so I'm not using that. I'm just using a cocktail stick because it doesn't need to be too much. And we're just going to put that around the rims of each of these holes here. And that will be enough to keep this into place, just like that. Make sure we line this up correctly. And then push that down. Holding it for a second, so when that's in, it's going to look just like that. Now we can put that to one side, because once again, we're going to take one of the tendons looking like this. Now this one, as you see, has got a space just at the top there for an hexagonal screw. That's going to be coming later. First thing we need to do is put this little rubber kind of grommet on the end of this section here. Now as you see, you've got a smaller hole side, you've got a larger hole side. The larger hole side is the one that's going to be going on the end, just like that. Now we need to screw this in, which means I'm going to open these screws. I haven't done that yet. There's quite a number of screws and nuts in here. So let's get them out. And the one we need is a PWB 2x5, which are the black ones with a little flange on top. So I'll get that loaded up here. And then I'll just screw that just into the end like this. Making sure it goes in straight. Not too tight, but tight enough so it won't undo itself. There we go, that's that tendon in. Now, remember when I said we've got a hexagonal section here? We're going to be dropping a hexagonal nut just into there, like that. Now we need the muscle assembly from one of the last issues. Now someone did comment about the numbers that are on here. We need number 2, but as you can see, I got sent 2 number 1s. I know some of you got 2 number 2s, some of you got 1 and 2. It doesn't make the blindest bit of difference, because if it is the wrong way around, you just flip it, because it's not going to make much of a difference. So that is no problems at all. If you've got 2 number 2s and 2 number 1s, don't worry about it. Which means now we need to bring over the Terminator, and I just need to line it up so we get good vision of what we're actually doing. Now, even though we're working on this section, we're working on the back side of this section, so we're going to have to flip the Terminator over. So I'm going to show you the back, because I don't normally do this. I'm just going to support the head as I just put it down like this. And you see, I'm supporting the head here just with a G-clamp so that it actually lies flat compared to the rest of the body and doesn't damage it at all. But as you can see here, we're going to be working on this bit just here. So this muscle is going to be going on this way on that leg, just covering that hole there. And it's going to go on just like that. We're going to be securing it from this way. We're going to be doing that with a PM 12mm screws, which are the ones that are long, but have got a thread all the way down the screw. The only other long one we've got hasn't got a thread all the way down the long. So this is the one that we need. So I'll get this in. Make sure it's in the right way, and then we'll get this screwed in. Probably best on the top camera there. Get that screwed in as tight as it will go. I'm actually doing this upside down to me, so this is quite hard to do when it's away from me. There we go, that's all the way in. Now I'm leaving it so that we have got some movement in there. We're going to need some movement for that. Now we're going to be turning the Terminator back over again, because we need this muscle that we did from issue 52, and we also need the tendon with the ring, not the one with the hexagonal slot, and that's just going to go in there just like this. Push that all the way in. There we go, that's perfect. Then we're going to be taking the other one that we did today, which has got the hexagonal section in there. I'm keeping it upright for a minute. Going to do exactly the same on the other tendon that we just fitted underneath. Push that in. Just like that. And then once again, we need to flip the Terminator over, because it's easier to get to the screw holes from the other side here. And then basically, the one on the rear that we did is going to go on this side of the leg section. And the one on the front is going to go on this side of the leg section. Just like that. I've just moved my camera around so you can just see the orientation of that. And this is going to be held in with one of these really big screws here, which is the 3x16mm screw. So it's going to go in through this side. So when we orientate this, we want this section here, the nut that we've got here, or the bolt, sorry, to go through this section here, not that side there. And also we want to have this section here with the hexagonal nut. We want the open section here to be away from the section. So this is actually going to be securing from this side here. So when I put it in, it's going to look kind of like this. I'll put the screw through both holes. I'm holding the other side to ensure that the nut doesn't fall out. And then we just tighten that up. Make that nice and tight. And there we go. That's the two muscle sections in. And as you can see, you've still got articulation to enable all of that to move there, which looks really good. So I'm just going to turn it back over again. And as you can see, that is now in place. We've got another tendon here which doesn't need attaching at the moment, but we've got the two inner ones there, the two inner muscles now connected to the thigh. God, I'll talk about the anatomy of a robot. But that's all there is to do in that issue. So we do still actually have two sections which we haven't used here, looking just like that. So we need to keep those safe as well. But I'm just going to turn it around just so I can see the side that we've actually worked on. And there's a picture there showing everything we've completed in this issue. That was a little bit more fiddly than I thought it would be, to be honest with you. It wasn't really clear in the pictures which way round the little tendons go and stuff, but we got there in the end. And I do love the articulation, how the muscles come out and in as you move the parts around. That looks really good. But in the next issue, I don't know if I told you that, I did tell you, we are going to be assembling the right knee joint. So we are still continuing to work our way down the leg there. But I really do hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Tomorrow we've got a Bismarck video. We've also got the live stream. Hope you like that video. Take care.